based on your experience, do you have any top tips for co-production?
Top tips. So I think it's better when you have a bit of money to support it. So I'd put some money into it. I think it's really helpful to have very clear roles and responsibilities for everybody involved. I think we need to, as a professional, it's really important not to put a disabled person into a really difficult position where you're asking them, for example, to represent the views of everybody in the town. I think it's really important that the professionals are really clear about how they need to work to make it right. And I suppose my last top tip is about honesty. And sometimes I think as professionals, you know, it's hard to say, oh, well, actually, we can't do that. But I think it's much better to be really clear on what the limits are.
I think you need to have the leadership from the top. You need to have it modelled, not just by people like me, but by the leader of the council, the executive member responsible, the chair of the CCG. We've had the benefit of those sorts of people modelling it. And I think valuing the people who contribute their time and effort and thinking about what they can get out of it.
Not only ask them questions about what about this service or what about how we've designed this, because that's consultation, that's not co-production. So ask them really early on, A, what do they want to talk about? You know, B, what services do they want to see improved? And once we've got to that stage, then get on to, well, what would that look like and how can we design that together?
Working with people, starting to explore the assets that reside in our local communities in terms of resources, in terms of knowledge, in terms of wisdom. Unlocking that is absolutely key, and we only do that by good communication and continuing the conversation.
Be honest. Be honest with yourself and be honest with the people that you're working with. So I know I can say to you, Sean, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you say it again? Or shall we write it down? But checking with people that we are really hearing what each other's saying and that we're understanding what each other's saying. I think too often we make assumptions and then so I assume or I pretend because I'm a bit embarrassed and I pretend I've understood what you're saying, but you know I haven't understood what you're saying. So if we pretend and we're not genuine, it doesn't work.
You've got to be prepared to lose some control. It's no good as a director of social services or somebody working in social services thinking you're going to control this. You've got to be prepared to give that up and effectively place trust in people who use services. Some people are going to come because they're angry about things, and that is actually quite difficult. But you have to be able to give something up in order to make it true co-production.